Hamilton City Council has rubber-stamped a plan to provide new temporary tiny homes as well as more shelter beds for the homeless in the city. It's a plan that's expected to cost $7 million. But the vote at City Council today was not unanimous, and there's widespread opposition to what the city is going to do. Al Sweeney is following the story and joins us live with the latest. Al.
Matt, the city says it's trying to do what it can to help the homeless, but opposition to this plan comes from inside council and out. This is one of the faces of homelessness in Hamilton. People living in a former industrial site right next to the area where the city wants to build homes for the homeless. Another face of homelessness, tents taking over a park in central Hamilton.
This encampment has destroyed our park.
That's what the City Council was facing today as it approved a new plan to deal with homelessness. Part of the plan includes a temporary site with tiny homes for the homeless.
They're not the final answer, but they are a step up from living in tents.
The tiny home community would be designed to house 80 people temporarily until they can find permanent housing. The city also plans to add beds in shelters.
The biggest challenge we face is that we don't have what we need to provide supports for folks and to provide the shelter for folks.
Mayor Andrea Horvath says it's what the city can do without more help from the federal and provincial governments.
Not our job. Not our job. Not Hamilton taxpayers' job to bail out the federal and provincial government.
Some councillors, like Mike Spadafora, were against the plan. One concern is that people will come from out of town to use the free shelter.
Hamilton taxpayer money needs to be spent to benefit Hamilton residents.
And there are concerns the plan won't empty the parks.
There is no guarantee to get the tents out of our parks. You know, for me, I cannot justify to my residents who are struggling every single day to spend $7 million of their hard-earned tax dollars to not clean our parks up. There's drugs happening in our parks, or there's people doing drugs.
Have your heart break for the unhoused and desperately want someone to help them. You can feel unsafe around an encampment site.
Councillor Craig Kassar says the city is trying to manage an unprecedented crisis of homelessness and wants to help the homeless.
It is okay to feel many different things and you can be conflicted.
There's also opposition to the other part of the plan to add 192 temporary shelter beds for the homeless, many of them in the neighborhood around Bishop's Park, where people say they're fed up.
Then men are going up and down our laneways, breaking into stuff. They're walking these streets all hours of the night, breaking into our vehicles. We don't need any more encampment here. We need them out of our neighborhood.
So the city is trying to get some of the shelter beds in place before the winter. The mayor says the community of tiny homes could take a couple of years to build. Matt?